On this episode of the Palm Beach Current, I welcome Alex Marquez to talk about his business Das Biergarten and how it has emerged as the go-to place to watch World Cup games in Jupiter. So excited to be joined by Alex Marquez of Das Biergarten today. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so obviously all of Palm Beach County, all of the United States is wrapped up in World Cup. Just a frenzy right now. It's been a lot of fun. I don't think it could have started any better for the U.S. and really the country as a host, as a whole. But one exciting thing here, and one reason I had asked Alex to come onto the show, I really wanted to be World Cup centric over the next couple of weeks because I think it plays a big part in our area, especially in North Palm Beach County and Palm Beach Gardens, with England training here, Portugal training here. We've got a big, robust soccer community with youth soccer all the way up to professional soccer with Inter Miami just south of us. And, what I found in my research is that Das Biergarten has become the go-to place to watch World Cup games, right? So I think that's pretty cool as an outsider, and it's got to be a great feeling for you, Alex, to have that honor of people coming there. So I guess my first question is, for people who haven't experienced your bar yet on a World Cup match day, what are they missing?
Oh, it's just a vibe, man. Just people. So, I would like to say that maybe 75%, 60% of the people go there because they love soccer and they love watching soccer. The rest, they're just coming there because there's something to celebrate. And if you're not there just to celebrate the World Cup itself, which is it's a world celebration, it's a world of like people of different backgrounds getting along together just for one single purpose. You're there to celebrate the United States. You're there to celebrate, if you're from England, you're there to celebrate England. If you're from Spain, you're there to celebrate Spain. So there is that little thing, that extra thing that I don't feel like the NFL or MLB have, as exciting as they are, because I love baseball and I love football, but there's a little extra pride in your heritage and the flag that you're like cheering for. That I think when everybody gets together at Das Biergarten in one place, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just it's a vibe. Like I said, it's a really good feeling.
When did you realize that Das Biergarten was becoming kind of a soccer-centric headquarters for people to want to come see this? Was it a moment before the World Cup, or did it happen in the beginning? Take me through that.
Well, I've been managing the bars on I've been managing the bar on and off for like about 8 years or so. When we first took over, we made a point to open our doors to games that otherwise no one would open to. And these meant there were games on some distant cups, World Cups, that the games would be at 5 a.m. And I would just wake myself up, grab a dozen donuts somewhere else and a thing of coffee and bring it to Das. We weren't open for anything else, although if somebody wanted to have an early beer. And we'll just show the game and maybe like 4 or 5 people will show up. But then we will do that over and over again. And those 4 or 5 people probably were talking to 4 or 5 people. They were talking to 4 or 5 people. And I think when it really hits us was in the Women's World Cup, when the U.S. women won it. I think it must have been maybe 6 years ago or something like that. I don't have it in my head. I remember the final game was at 9 a.m. and I walked into the bar from the back, and I saw on the front, there were like 3 or 4 heads leaning against the window. And I was just like, is this drunk people that fell asleep last night? It was a Saturday night to Sunday. Now there were people in line waiting to get in. And before we even opened, the line was all the way to the corner. At that point, I was like, okay, we made it in the soccer spectrum. We are it. We're the place. But yeah, I think it was all about planting those little seeds along the way that people started appreciating us as a place that is real about soccer.
Take me through the bar a little bit in terms of what your offerings are, because obviously people have gravitated towards you guys for a reason. I mean, if I come there, obviously right now the World Cup is going to be a big part of it. But what is the overall atmosphere? What are your offerings? What separates you guys from your competition?
We take really good pride on, even though we're a bar and even though we have some late night activities, we're a family place. And any day uh, that you walk in, you see big groups of people enjoying themselves responsibly, but with kids running around the floors or like chalking the outside area or like running around. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only restaurant, but like we take real pride in everything being really real clean and very family friendly and very safe. Obviously we have no tolerance over, misbehaviors or anything like that. So I feel the facts that people can come, the adults with an income can come to a place and have fun and still not feel bad about having their family there. I always said I feel like that's the secret sauce of Das.
Right.
So they
Oh,
were just
that's
family friendly. I have two daughters of my own. Uh, they're 5 and 9, and we always have in the back of my mind, like, will my daughter feel comfortable here? No
right.
matter what's on. So other than just the vibes of soccer and sports in general and live music and great food, which is also important, you need to have those. I think it's the fact that people feel comfortable there coming to our place.
Right. Now take me through the setup that you have there. If someone's listening right now and they're looking for a good place to go watch a game, you get in, what is the setup? I mean, how many TVs do you have? What does that look like?
Right now we have 27 screens, uh, around 67 beers on tap. We have a very broad menu that includes a lot of bar bites, a little bit of a German fare, some sandwiches, your regular bar food, a little bit of an upgrade from your regular bar food. Um, um, People come in, they grab a table. We don't have any table service other than we make sure that your table is clean all the times, as much as we can, unless we have a sometimes we have like very chaotic nights, like the last USA game, which we did a pretty good job, but it's hard to keep up. People go up to the bar, they they put their food order, they put their drink order, they bring their drinks to the table. It's very informal. We run the food out to them, um, and like I said, it's very informal. It's very fun. It's very casual. Uh, People have fun.
What's been the most memorable moment at the bar right now for the current World Cup? Is there anything that jumps out like you were like, "Wow, this is incredible. This just happened. Everybody's so excited."
I think the most memorable moments that we have so far of the World Cup is how fast and furious US and the USA men's team came out. I did not expect that. I thought they were going to do better than what people were saying, but the way they just came out blazing and just beating Paraguay the way that they did, you can feel the electricity on that bar, how people were just jumping. And of course, we had the added value that we provide a free beer for every USA goal.
Ah, see, I
So,
didn't know that. That's
so
pretty
yeah,
good.
so as and they score, I think it was 3 or 4 that day. So it's
That's a lot of free
so
beer.
people, hey, you know what? If I have to run out of beer and the USA team makes it all the way to the final, let it be, man. Let it be.
Right. I mean, I think I read this is the most offensive production a US team has had in maybe ever, right?
Insane.
So
It's insane. It's insane. And like again, it's a game of expectations, man. And it happens a lot through the World Cups. Usually, the teams that come with the low expectations are the ones that end up performing. When you come in on top, that's when you need to be careful.
I outside of the US fans, what country do you see show up the most to watch their games there?
England for sure. We've got a really good crowd from Mexico. Um, Colombians. usually show up, but their games have been super late. So I totally understand that they're playing at 10 p.m. There's a game coming up this coming Saturday that is at 7 p.m. against Portugal out of everybody. So I think that's going to be pretty good. Um, my Spain, that's the team that I cheer for. That's my heritage. Uh, it's usually me and like five other guys. I like to think that's a good crowd. We're working on it. But that's basically it, man. It's just England. We used to get a big crowds for Italy. Italy didn't make it this year.
That's unbelievable, honestly, that Italy
Yeah,
didn't
well, it's
make it.
unbelievable. They haven't done it for like the last 2, 3 times. It's crazy, crazy.
Right.
And they won the European Championship in between. So I don't know what is it with them in the World Cup. Ireland would have been a good one too, but they didn't make it. But they had their friends, not friends from Scotland, representing.
And they've arrived here in South Florida this
I
week.
know, I know. I think they're having a fun baseball game tonight, Miami Marlins Stadium. They're
The-
offering a free beer for the first 250 people or something like that. So
Good luck. I mean, they drank all of the beer in the city of Boston, all
they
of it.
drain it. They drain it. That's it. It
Yeah,
was it
all
was
of it.
good time for them to move on to the next city.
I think they need to recover up there. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes down here. It seems like a great group of people. And I think that's another big thing too, right? I mean, all of the countries that have come over here for the World Cup, you see all of these stories happening from Seattle to San Francisco to Kansas City to South Florida to Boston, where people are assimilating to the American culture and people are being interviewed and saying, wow, the US is totally different than I thought. We're having a lot of fun here, right? So I think it's a great time to bring people together, not just here in the US, but globally. Have you seen any of that in your bar at all?
Well, for sure. What's the meme that's going around? It's like when the cousins get together and the parents don't get along with each other, but the cousins get together and have fun.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's what's happening. No, for sure, man. It's such a good vibe. It's indescribable. Everybody has their own pick their own corner, but like everybody's just having fun with each other. And like, man, if the world could be a little bit like that, we will be in such a better place. And soccer does that. Soccer has always done that. Been watching World Cup since 1986. And
Right.
you get that feeling every time, man. And when it's over, is you just almost wish it starts back up again.
It,
It's,
it is interesting, right? Because I think if you ask the casual American sports fan if they like soccer, and I think this is changing right now,
yeah,
honestly. But I
yeah,
think typically, though, it's been, well, I watched the World Cup, but in between that, I don't see it all that much, right? And I think there is something really special about the World Cup. The Olympics seem to have lost their luster for a global sport. I think certain countries dominate and everything, and you get used to that, and it tallies up
yeah.
medals. But the World Cup, I mean, everybody has a chance. Everybody.
And it's the biggest event in the world except here,
Right. Right.
which is, yeah, it could change. I think it might take a USA team going all the way for people to pay attention. There's other stuff that I think that I'm not gonna get into, but there's also economical things where to put the right investments, into growing soccer in the United States. But I mean, eventually, it just doesn't make sense that it hasn't happened. We have such a multicultural society, and like you would think this would be the perfect place, and it is. And I still think the World Cup is huge here in the United States. It's a big country, and there's a lot of competition. There's obviously football and baseball and basketball, and it's also exciting too. Look what happened on the NBA right now with the Knicks. It was pretty exciting to see, even if you're not a Knicks fan. So
It transcended sports. I mean, the
yeah.
Knicks became a whole different story. It became a bigger story, not just for New York, but I think watching that team come together and the way that they won, it transfixed the United States for, the 2 weeks that series was going on.
And then again, that underdog or the underachiever story. These guys have been underachieving for 50 years, and look at
Yes.
them now, which is
And
great.
there aren't many stories left like that, right? I mean, you used to see it a long time ago with the Red Sox and the Cubs. It took
Mhm.
them forever to win a title. And, but now these big cities that have these massive fan bases and heartbreak year after year after year, 53 years in the case of the Knicks, now you wonder, and you hate to put the cart before the horse here, but you wonder if this US team that we're watching right now gets on that kind of run in this tournament,
Yeah.
what does that do to the country as a whole? Let's just say that the Americans won the World Cup. I mean,
Right.
I got to think that would change the way everyone looks at soccer. It would almost be like the way people looked at ice hockey. I was only a year old at the time, but in 1980, when the US
Right.
beat the Russians, right? And hockey
Right.
kind of became a much bigger thing. You wonder if we could see that. And I'll tell you, the stage is set. I mean, there's nothing else on the menu right now in the US, sports wise, at least. I mean, they have all eyes
Right.
on them.
For sure. For sure. And you wonder also too in the eyes of the professional players if they, being in the United States and if everything continues to go as well as it has, it'll grow more interest of coming and playing here. Maybe not when they retire, but maybe a little sooner. So the MLS can turn into a more of a competitor in the world when it comes to soccer leagues during the off years of the World Cup, which
Well, and it's clear too, right? I mean, Messi is still the star of this World Cup.
mhm.
I mean, he showed it in the first game, and
I
he's
don't know. I
playing
don't know
here
how
in
he does
Miami.
it.
Yeah, I mean, he's unbelievable. So
He's a
I think you're
sharpshooter.
exactly right.
He's a sharpshooter. I was talking to a buddy of mine last night about that and how he doesn't run as much. He hasn't over the last 2 years. He just stands there, and we wonder like why they don't cover him as much. It's because he stands in areas where like, I mean, if you're familiar with soccer, he stands in areas where there's no sense to have defenders there. And then, but then if he gets the ball and he gets a little bit of room, he'll punish you. So it's like the equivalent in basketball of like a 3-point shooter that can shoot from like half court. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
It's
that's
amazing.
a good example. I mean, it's almost like he's like a Steph Curry. Like he does things with the
Mhm.
ball that no one's really ever been able to do.
No way,
And
no way.
even as a older guy now in soccer standards, he still continues to do it on the biggest
Well,
stages.
he's smart. He's working smart, not hard. That's I'm pretty sure he works hard too. But you see what you know what I mean, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, take me through from a business standpoint. How do you plan for something like this? Because I'm sure, you look at your week to week in terms of ordering, different types of beer to have in the bar, food, getting ahead of all this. Did anything prepare you for what this would be like? Do you feel that you prepared adequately with all your ordering and having supplies on hand, or is this beyond what you could have even imagined at this
We
point?
we had an idea. What has been new about this World Cup is the amount of people that have shown up for games that are not USA or England related. And if you like bulk up inventory wise for, oh, we're gonna have a big USA game or a big England game, but then also you have a Mexico game that gets packed up or a French game that gets packed up, and you go like, okay, and you start running out of things. So we're adapting. My partner, Tiffany, she's in charge um, of the beer operations and ordering all the beer. She's on top of it, but we're adjusting as we go. We do weekly orders, and we had to like up it up. Not so much because the United States, the USA games have been as busy or even busier than usual. It's just the rest of the World Cup. It's like we have not stopped. I have a staff that is going to be spent by the end of this year because they're
Yeah.
using every minute of their time going into it. And that is a challenge with staff in the kitchen and staff on the front. But everybody's is having such a great attitude and everybody's happy. They're feeling the vibe, like a lot of them are soccer maniacs like me. So the fact that we're just working hard, but at the same time watching the game out of the corner of our eye and all that stuff it helps. It's a good vibe.
I get the feeling too, you guys will have one heck of a story to tell too when it's all over, right? You'll look back and say,
Ugh.
remember that summer in 2026 when we had the World Cup, right? I
When
mean,
they start talking back to me like 2 weeks after the World Cup, when everybody's gonna be like, leave me alone.
I'm curious.
There will be, yeah, yeah, yeah. It, every World Cup that we've been there, it has been like this. This one is one that is gonna go for the record for sure.
Right. And I read, Alex, you guys have something planned for the final. What will that look like?
So we've done it once before, 2 years ago. It happened to be the European final and the Copa America, which is the American tournament final, landed on the same date. So we did a block party. We shut down the street in front of us and we put a huge LED screen across the street from us. And we put games for children to play, like this little soccer inflatables that, they just throw the ball at. And we had some soccer games on the street and beer and food. And it worked out so well. It's like, we got to do it for this final. So we're doing it again, a little bit bigger too. And yeah, it's going to be a party. It's going to start for the final for in July 19th, Sunday. It's going to start at noon. We're gonna have live music from like 12 until like 2:40, 45. We're gonna shut them down right before as the teams are going on the field, and then we're just gonna watch the game. But in the meantime, there's gonna be food, vendors, children's game. Like I told you before, we're all about family oriented. Feel comfortable with your kids while you're there, and yeah, and we're gonna be there all afternoon. We're ready for it. It's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah, no, it sounds incredible. One other question I have before we get into just some of the typical questions we ask on the show towards the end. What's your plan for after World Cup? I mean, this is a big build up, and then where would you like everything to go after World Cup is over while you have this momentum going with you?
Uh, Listen, it's just funny because we've been talking internally. Our biggest day of the year is there's a couple of big days. St. Patrick's Day is a big one, but our biggest one is called Oktoberfest. That's when we do our celebrations, or kind of like our birthday celebration. They kind of like falls on the weekend before Oktoberfest starts happening all over the place, and we call it Oktoberfest.
Okay.
So we do a big street party with bands, German music, German food, German celebration, kind of like staying close to what that used to be at the beginning, and it continues to be, but not to that extent. In the past, we've gone back and forth between having like really good local bands to really good cover bands to really good national bands. A couple years ago, we had the band Take It Back Sunday play at the amphitheater for us. We had Spin Doctors. We had Sister Hazel. This year, we haven't announced it yet, but we're gonna have a couple of nice cover bands. We're going back into our stage inside DAS, and that is our big event. Uh, that's gonna
Okay.
happen September 26th in the afternoon. People look forward to that every year. It's basically a jam-packed event. We look forward to that. We look forward, of course, to the football season. We look forward to uh, really revamping our live music schedule, which we have some really good bands that are not necessarily local, but from out of town coming to play in our stage. So there's a lot of exciting things happening this fall, right after the World Cup. So I'm not gonna have too much time to just relax. We got to jump
Yeah,
back
yeah.
on.
No quiet times at
No,
Biergarten
no,
for sure.
no, why not? It's good while
All
you're
right.
having fun. Yeah.
I ask these questions to everybody that comes on, or a mix of
Mhm.
these. What is your favorite restaurant to go to in the area if you're going to go out with the family to eat? Where do you like to go?
So my two daughters have an infatuation with Dundalk,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
love Dundalk. So anybody that asks me, even at the bar, it's like, hey, which place should we try? And listen, I said like, it's not a fancy cuisine, but it's really fun, and the food is great, and the service is amazing, and it's been there forever, and we love them. They're part of our community. So for me, Dundalk.
Yeah, Dune Dog is always popular, and it's definitely a unique spot, right? I don't think
Yeah.
you can ever go there and there isn't people waiting to get in, which I think is
No,
a
but it
big
moves
show of.
quickly too. It moves quickly. You
It
can get
moves
in there.
quickly, but there's always a wait. There's always a demand to get there, and I think that's for a
I know,
reason.
they do well, man. They do well, and I really respect the longevity and how they've been able to keep a healthy business for a long time. Then doesn't happen by accident. So I don't know the owners, but I'm pretty sure they're good people to work for.
Excellent. And then in terms of, Obviously you guys probably work with quite a few vendors and things at your business, but even outside of your business, what's your favorite small business or service provider in the area that you don't think gets enough recognition?
Can it be another restaurant or what
Sure.
kind
Yeah,
of
if you want to.
yeah. I don't know if they don't get enough recognition, but I've never had a bad meal at Leftovers Cafe. That's
I
another
think
one.
I think Leftovers may be the most mentioned restaurant on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, come on. I was
Yeah.
just there for my mother's birthday over the weekend, and my mom is very if you take her to some place and she will mention exactly what she doesn't like, and
Right.
she didn't say a single word. She was enjoying every single piece of the meal that she had. So, yeah, Leftovers to me is like, if I wanna have an adult meal, that's where I go. If I want just to my kids to have fun and for me to have fun because I still love it, it's Dundalk for sure.
Perfect. Final question for you as we move off the show here for today. When the final whistle blows on the 2026 World Cup, what do you hope people will say about the experience they had at Das Biergarten?
We had fun. We can't wait to do it again. That to me is, when people leave the restaurant and they tell me, especially now, their team play and they go, "I'll see you next week for the next one." Well, I'll see you in the next cup. I'll see you. Women's World Cup is next year. Let's do it again next year. Or
Right.
the Euro Cup is in 2 years. Let's do it again. We'll be
Well,
there.
you get the encore to do it next year. Well, hey, listen, I think if you haven't been out to Das Biergarten, go out there, check out any game. I mean, look at the list of games going on this week. You can see just about any team. And the nice thing is, as we get closer to the 19th of July, the games are only going to get more and more competitive and better and better. It leads up to a great event at your place that people can come check out. I would highly recommend they go check out just a normal game, go to the final game, and then roll right into your October event. I think that sounds great, NFL, and then right into World Cup. So people, I think in the community, certainly in the Palm Beach Gardens, Jupiter area, or even anywhere in Palm Beach County, go check out Das Beer Garden. Alex, it was a pleasure to have you here. Hope to see you around town.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks.